Welcome back. Anybody watching any FA Cup ties today? Some crazy results. We'll go through that real quick before we get started. Welcome to United everybody, you guys. I'm your host, Sean. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. Let us know where you're watching from. Consider subscribing if you guys like some scouting reports, among other things. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Glad to have you back. FA Cup ties. Big up Macclesfield Town, obviously, first and foremost, for their big victory over Crystal Palace. Macclesfield Town way down, I think, in like the sixth tier of English football. They are the first non-league club to beat the reigning FA Cup holders in well over a century, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anybody cooling on Oliver Glasner these days has been struggling a bit. So you guys know that crisis management, longevity, that is a big criteria for me for managers. So see how that goes for him. But I know a lot of people cooling on Glasner. Wolves did beat Shrewsbury as well with Strand Larson picking up a brace. I know he got a hat trick, actually, that's right. Silky little back heel flick goal if you guys watch that match. Little bit of a howler from our loney youngster Eli Harrison, keeper. Passed it right to a Wolves player who just tapped it right in. So not a great match for Shrewsbury Town, but Wolves finally picking up some big victories here. Wrexham did beat Nottingham Forest as well. Sunderland beat Everton on pens. That went to pens as well. Hayden Hackney scored against Fulham, but Borough ultimately lost that match as well. In Everton's match, I don't know if you guys watched that. James Garner, he was a force again. He was organizing. He was dictating play, winning the ball, making those progressive passes, constantly moving, getting into space. He did put away the pen that equalized, send it to extra time. He did miss his pen in the shootout, though, so he went a different direction than what he went earlier. He should have just stuck with what worked. But hey, I'd still bring him back to United. I think he's an excellent young midfielder. Definitely an upgrade on Ugarte. Unai Emery and Aston Villa roll onward. Perhaps put the final nail in the coffin of Thomas Frank as well, as Villa beat Spurs 2-1. Loads of shit pens today. I don't know if you guys have watched it. As you saw from my post earlier, I had like 4 matches going on at once. It was picture in picture. It was, Inception, FA Cupception. Loads of shit pens, though. A lot of these matches went to pens. Not great pens today. So let us know if you've been watching any of that, what you thought of some of those. Obviously, we've got our match tomorrow. We did the preview for that one yesterday. Go ahead and watch that one if you guys haven't yet, and leave a comment with your predictions on that if you haven't yet done so. There is a chance we could get more help for the upcoming Manchester Derby if Egypt end up beating Ivory Coast today. We've already got Mbumo coming back as Cameroon lost to Morocco yesterday. Egypt currently 2-1 up on the Ivory Coast. So no offense, Ahmad, we love you, but I hope you have an absolute shocker today. But it is 2-1 Egypt at halftime. So let us know what you're watching. Let me get involved in the chat. You guys know I want to see who's in here. Danny B's in the house. I knew there's a scouting report. Danny B was going to be here. We always know that. Big up, Danny. Big up, Stephanie. Yes, please hit that like button for me. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Today is scouting report day. And you know how these things go. I've got 7 future ballers for you that I think deserve your attention, that I think people are going to be talking about soon. And I'll be taking a look at each of them today, what they're all about, where they're coming from, numbers, all that stuff. You guys know the drill by now. T. Great Claus, big up. Welcome back. Good to see you guys coming in here. Danny did not bother watching any of them. Some really good matches. You guys know I love the FA Cup. Like I said, I had 4 matches going on today, and then I had more 4 and 4 again. It was awesome. I love the FA Cup, man. There's a big reason why we say the Premier League is like the most competitive league, right? We never say it's the best as in the quality of players or managers or whatever, right? But it's the most competitive. It is the most exciting because, as we've seen, like bottom half of the table teams, relegation sides can beat, the first place team on any given day. That's why we love it. And the FA Cup to me is like that. You've got teams like Macclesfield Town down in the 6th tier pulling off the upsets over the FA Cup holders. Like, that's why I love the FA Cup. I think all the first rounds, these early rounds, should definitely all be at the lower teams' grounds. There's not VAR anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we want to help them out. We want to keep it competitive. Teams like guys like Pep, they don't help. Guys like Jurgen Klopp don't help the FA Cup by, again, these early rounds playing just youngsters. I think that when people don't rate it that is big reason why is because these clubs and these managers don't rate it, and it's really a bit disrespectful in my opinion. But to each his own. It is what it is. Stephanie watched Spurs Villa. Yeah, Spurs tried. They tried, but I don't think Thomas Frank did enough to to save his job. But we'll see how it goes. Let's dive into these scouting reports, guys. I've got 7 to go. We're going to be doing a big, starting with first and foremost, Arne Engels. Now, I've been keeping an eye on this kid for a while now, and I really, really like what I see. Signed from Celtic about a year and a half ago from Augsburg after coming through the academy of Club Brugge, where he actually played right back and right wing as well. But as you can see, he is a center midfielder, just 22 years old, but he's good size, 6'1". He is in FC 26. You guys know I've started putting the overalls, the potentials down there for you guys, but good vision, good passing range. He's really good playmaking, good movement, good on the ball as well. Good work rate on and off the ball. He's become a real threat in the box as well. Again, using that good movement, he's really been working on that as well. But I like him a lot. A really good box-to-box kind of playmaking profile. As you can see his heat map, he does take those corners as well. But he's also very, very, very good at linking progression. He can drop deep to collect the ball and drive it up the pitch, or he can be a link-up player high up the pitch, receiving the ball from deep and then serving as a link-up. Again, similar to what you used to see from like Sergei Milinkovic-Savic or like even what Hayden Hackney does now kind of thing. He's currently tied for the 10th most key passes per 90, I believe, in the league. But he's got a solid work rate on and off the ball, which allows him to win a lot of those aerial duels. You can see I'm going to start adding the form up here as well over the several months in recent times, so you guys can see how they're performing over a given period of time. But his build, that 6'1" frame, and just the muscle he's got really helps him win aerial duels as well. Again, he's been working on a lot of those late man runs into the box, which is how he's improved when it comes to heading. All his goals so far have been from inside the box as well. I did not check today because obviously, he scored today. Brendan Rodgers wasn't really utilizing him a whole lot, but once he started getting more minutes after Brendan Rodgers left, Engels has shown what he can do, and it's paid off. It's been a lot of goals this season, a lot of assists from a midfield role. Again, 4-4 right now. Celtic themselves have been struggling. Obviously, they sacked their manager. It's what you're going to do. But again, 4 goals, 4 assists in all comps. Again, he scored today. 10 goals, 13 assists in all comps last season. He's got 1-time team of the week this season. He's already got 4 Belgian caps as well. Let's go take a look at some of his numbers on FootMob. So I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at here. So here are some of his numbers on FootMob. There are too many. I've just stopped trying to copy paste them. I'm just going to show you the actual FootMob. So you can see his per 90, well above average when it comes to the expected goals, the goals itself. When it comes to his expected assist, well above average. His pass completion, very, very good as well. His chance creation, if you look at the chance creation and the crosses, the kid is an absolute playmaking 8 through and through. He gets a lot of touches in the opposition box. I'd like to see his dribbling improve a little bit more. He is still very young, though, so we'll see. But he does win a lot of the aerial duels as well. I do like what I see from him very much as far as the numbers are concerned. What are you guys saying here in the chat? Dana B says, yes, solid player, Engels. Yeah, I agree. I think Engels is a solid player. A goal and a man-of-the-match performance, too, against Newcastle over the summer in a friendly. Yes, it's a friendly, but I always like to see how these guys do against English opposition. Let's go looking at it through the lens of United, obviously. Dana says Brighton. Yeah, he does. He does strike me as that Brighton type player. That's a good shout. Stephanie says, would be nice to have a tall center midfield. Arne might slot in. Pardon, Scouse pun. I was going to say easy. Lauren says, we can eliminate future managers according to FA Cup elimination. Oh, so who would you be eliminating then? Maybe like Iriola or something? Let me know. Glasner, yeah, Glasner. I asked earlier today, is anyone cooling on Oliver Glasner? Because he's not been looking great. I think he's just kind of checked out a little bit, to be honest. But we'll see. Debassi's welcome back, says Kid Hawks to the right flank like it owes him money. Well, he does play as a right-sided 8, and he used to play as a right back and a right wing when he was at Club Brugge's academy. So it's kind of his natural. He's slotted into a more midfield role. But I really like what I see from Arne Engels. Like I said, I've been watching him for a little while now, and just when the time is right, that's when I usually will pull the trigger on some of these scouting reports. Again, I think he would thrive as an 8 or maybe even a double pivot in a 4-2-3-1 formation as the more kind of playmaking member of that double pivot. He was signed in 2024 for a club record fee. So they paid 11 million pounds for him, I believe. But he is attracting interest now from all sorts of clubs. Atalanta is looking at him. I can definitely see him as like a Toon Koopmeiners kind of replacement as well. Celtic, however, do see him as a player with a very high potential. They're not going to let him go for cheap, especially after they broke their club record to sign him just about a year and a half ago. So keep an eye on him, though. He could be a really good kind of all-around up-and-coming midfielder. But let me know if you guys watch any of the Scottish Premier League this year. It's 3-1 Egypt now, so we're getting Mbeumo and Ahmad back right now for the Derby. I'm all about that life. Hit that like button if you're excited to get Mbeumo and Ahmad back, man. I'm all about that. So let's move on to the next player on my list. I may have found somebody to kind of help me finally get over my Arden Yashari heartbreak. And that is CSKA Moscow midfielder Matvei Kislyak. He's obviously playing in the Russian Premier League. He's having an absolute stormer of a season. 5 goals, 4 assists in all comps so far this season for Kislyak at the time of writing. But you can see he is that defensive midfielder, number 8. It's like an 8'6", just 20 years old. But I like what I see from this kid. He's got a really good vision, really good work rate. Again, his chance creation is off the charts. Good passing, good reading of the game to get in the good positioning, good movement. And he puts in a shift when it comes to winning those duels. He is the 5th highest rated player right now in the Russian Premier League, according to SofaScore. Tied right now, 3rd for assist as well. Tied 5th right now for big chances created as well. Let's take a look at some of his percentiles right off the bat here. You guys see what I'm looking at? Yeah, you guys can see what I'm looking at. So again, well above average per 90 when it comes to the goals. But the assists, the chance creation, look at the passing numbers, the long balls, the the expected assists, the successful passes. The guy is just made to move that ball. Good dribble numbers as well. I like to see the percentage improve a little bit, but he does seem more like a playmaker, not a ball carrier, if that makes any sense. But you can see he wins his duels well above average for his dual win rate, so I'm all about that. And again, possession 1 in the final third, well above average. So again, he does put in a shift off the ball for his team, and I really like that as well. He may not be the guy who's going to use his fancy feet to carry it, but he'll pick a pass and he'll fight to win that ball back, which I always have time for. Let's go back to this real quick. So he is CSKA Moscow's primary outlet for getting the ball to their attackers. And he does this, again, with the superb vision, brilliant eye for a pass. And he is sort of like a free-roaming 8, kind of like what you see from like Martin Odegaard these days, just kind of going everywhere, getting on the ball and trying to get it up the pitch, basically. But it helps that he's so versatile. He can play almost anywhere in midfield as well. He's just so comfortable on the ball, Kislyak. He's press resistant. He's got an excellent first touch, good decision-making under pressure and working in tight areas as well. You can see he pretty much just covers every blade of grass and in between the boxes, which I don't have a problem with. It shows an excellent work rate. I think he is going to be best suited for systems that do value possession, systems that want, their midfielders to kind of dictate play, because that's where he can really shine. That's where he can influence the tempo, the different phases of play he can link up with, and just influence how that ball gets off the pitch. He's been in very good form in the Premier League this season. Over in Russia, you can see constantly just really well above average match ratings as well. He was named the Russian Premier League Young Player of the Year for 2025. He made his senior debut for the Russian international side as well. Heavily linked with Fenerbahce this summer. Galatasaray was thrown in there as well. Last time I checked, it was around 8 or 9 million euros was the price tag being touted, but which really is a snip for a young developmental 20-year-old player. But Debasi says he's all right in my book already. He survived Russian cold, UK weather, and yeah, he'll be wearing shorts in January. Stephanie wants to know, is it wise to buy Russian? I mean, he's just a Russian. He's just a player who happens to be Russian. It is what it is. If you want to get involved with the politics of it, that's really your call. Doesn't really, I'm just looking at the player, who in of himself. I don't see him out there causing any problems as far as I'm concerned, but we'll see. But let me know what you think. Like I said, this is a guy who's really helping me get over my Arden Yashari heartbreak. Now I can say his name that I found a new player to obsess over. But let me know if you like the look of him. I really like the look of him at 8 or 9 million euros, which is nothing. 20 years old. I think it's definitely worth a shout to go ahead and try to see what we can do with him. But let me guys know. Who knows now? Like you're gonna notice where my picks, and when we talk about United transfers and stuff from now on, a lot of my picks are going to change now because the system has changed. We're no longer looking at wingbacks. Now we can look at traditional wingers and stuff, sort of pivot players and number 10s, where before I was just looking at midfielders. That's just what happens. This is, I've told you guys time and time again, the way I look at things is always going to go through the system that we play, not just the player themselves. And so now we can look at guys like Yan Diomande and get excited. We can look at guys who play traditional six or deep line playmakers as opposed to players who need to be just overall midfielders. That's the beauty of it. Obviously, this is all going to change when the permanent manager comes in, but that's, you're going to see me shift. So before people start going in on me for, flip flopping or whatever, it all depends on the system. So I like this kid a lot, though. Steph says looks a real player. I agree. I really like him a lot. Moving on, Danny can help me out with this one if he wants to, because I've got a player who's playing in the South American League at Sao Paulo, and that is Mike Gomez. He can play fullback, winger, and wingback. He does offer a solid combination of attacking and defensive output, this kid. He is the right mid, right wingback, just 21, 5'6", but he puts in an absolute shift off the ball. He's good tackles, good high pressing work numbers, good defending, good work rate, and he's got pace for days. Danny, let me know what you think about him. But I really like him. 2 goals, 2 assists, and just 8 starts in his debut season for the first team, in my opinion, is pretty good for a young player. He broke into the first team as a wingback at just 20 years old, which I really like. He gets forward a lot. He's comfortable in those half spaces as well. You can see he does get a lot of the ball on those inside channels. Good at the underlaps, able to create those overlaps as well, so he can put a ball in the box. And he's good at it too. I mean, his expected assists are well above average, meaning he puts those balls into good areas. And again, like I've said about Dorgu, don't worry about so much putting it on a sixpence. Just put it into the dangerous areas and let your attackers take care of the rest. You don't have to worry about every single link in that chain. But he's also got the work rate to do it for 90 minutes, Gomez. And he's young. So as you can see, overall, pretty good, consistent performances throughout the months in the last 12 months, which I really, really like. It's what I like to see from young players. But he's also going to have the inconsistencies. That's also what you're going to see from young players. So again, you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. He's smaller, so he's not going to be winning a whole lot of aerial duels, but he does have fight. Those tackles and interception numbers are solid. Thankfully, Sao Paulo is in FBref, so that helps me. But again, top 3% for tackles, above average interceptions as well. Like I said, he's not going to be winning any aerial balls, but again, those assists that he's got so far in top 2%. And the take-ons and the touches and the tackle penalties, what that means is that he's going to get the ball high and he's going to get into the box and he's going to cause problems for the opposition, which I always like to see from my wide players. Tobias says, have seen him, but kid is an athletic beast. Yeah. I was hoping that Danny would pop in. I always am curious to see what Danny's going to know a lot more than me about the South American players. He said he's a baller. Seen him linked somewhere recently. Can't remember, though. I haven't seen a whole lot of rumors. I was looking him up, too. I haven't seen hardly. He just literally broke in to the first team, and his contract does run to 2028. So he renewed it after he broke into the first team. So obviously Sao Paulo sees something in him. But it's early in his career. I think like Giovanni Quenda, like Blopa or something, I think he really could be a solid young rotation right wing back option. Although we do have Montato coming through as well. So Stephanie says all these 3 look like workers, not shirkers. Yeah, I like that. It's a good. That's a good saying. Workers, not shirkers. Look for him to go to like someplace like Wolves or something. They're playing these white right wing backs. They do love a Brazilian player over at Wolves. Would not surprise me to see him rock up at Wolves, to be quite honest with you. But I do like Gomez a lot. Really good young up and coming right wing back. Let's move on. Jarvis, if you're watching, hopefully you can let me know what you think. But I got another one named Oscar Speitzen Niceter. Yes, say that 3 times fast. He plays for Molde. He is Molde's next young, exciting attacker. transferred to Molde from Stebek this summer, where he was their youngest first team player ever when he was just 16 years old. That transfer was the most expensive between those two clubs as well. It was 30 million kroner, which is about 2.5 million pounds, I believe. But he is a left winger through and through, just 18 years old. But the kid is an absolute baller. Dribbling, pace, good movement, good reading of the situation, know where and when to be, good work rate on and off the ball. He's calm. He backs himself in 1v1s. And he does play primarily left wing, but he's versatile enough to fill in anywhere across that front line as well. Really like it. He finished the season with 4 goals in 10 starts, which excellent. A solid return for an 18-year-old, but you could see very consistent performances in the Norwegian league. But again, he's quick, really sharp acceleration. He's good on the ball, composed, can play pretty much anywhere across the front line as well. Solid in the build-up too, and good at getting on the ball in dangerous positions as well. All 4 of his goals for his debut season were from inside the box too. So again, good at driving into the box and causing something to happen. He's good. He has a knack for getting into dangerous areas. His movement and reading of space is just so good for an 18-year-old. The runs he makes are intelligent runs. It's not just run forward. He waits to see how the situation is going to evolve, and he chooses the best option most of the time. Good spatial awareness himself, which helps with that press resistance that he shows. I like, too, that he demonstrates a mentality and a work rate off the ball, too, which he often contributes with the counter press as well. Wins a lot of second balls. He works to cut off passing lanes to the opposition so they can't build out from the back. Let's look at some of his numbers, Oscar. So obviously the goals and the shots on target and everything, well above average. Those are almost elite levels per 90 right now. Like to see him contribute a little bit more in the chance creation personally, but he is definitely got more of a Garnacho and a Rashford in him at the moment. But again, 18, we'll see if we can get that out of there. He does create chances. He's just not coming across with those. But his dribbles are literally elite, the successful dribbles. A lot of touches in the opposition box as well. Good at winning those duels, good at winning the aerial battles as well. I really like what I see from this kid a lot. I think 18 years old, the numbers he's putting up in the Norwegian league are well worth a punt, in my opinion. But it runs in the family. I consulted Jarvis about this kid not that long ago over at Tactical Devils, if you guys want to go check out that channel sometime. But Jarvis tells me that Oscar's father, Kenneth Nysader, was also a solid striker and defender as well, if you can believe that. So again, it runs in the family. Obviously, Oscar is still quite young, so he's just now finding his feet in and around this level of football. But Molde are already concerned about potential suitors. After just a couple months of first team minutes, they extended his contract from 2028 to 2030. So, I mean, you don't have to pay a ton. You probably have to pay like 7-8 million, but I think that he's definitely worth a shout. So, yeah, I already butchered his name, dude. It's funny. Dabasi says the kid is a diver. Interesting. Well, you let me know what you think. Moving on. We're going to go take a look in my neck of the woods now. We're going to take a look in the USL. Now, don't knock the leagues in the US. The flavor of the month, Yan Diamande, came through the US, played high school ball, played MLS 2 ball. And I've got another player for you turning heads in the US, and that is striker who plays for FC Tulsa, Taylor Calera. He is turning heads right now. He is a powerful striker with a natural goal-scoring instinct. He's becoming one of the most dangerous attackers in the USL. He's 23 years old, 6'1", good on the ball. He is a classic 9, Calera. He leads the line. He's strong, physical. He makes good runs in behind defenses, good finisher as well. He's excellent at using his size to hold up the ball, shield the ball, and he's good anchor. He's good at anchor play, similar to like Olivier Giroud. But what I like most is his movement in the box. All his goals have come from inside the box because he shows intelligent, elite level movement and an awareness of space in those tight areas, making him an excellent box poacher, basically, the kind of striker that Jose Mourinho would absolutely love. It's his movement in the final third as well. It's really, really good. You can see he gets a lot of the ball in that kind of final third area where he can link up, similar to how we're using Shesko these days, but he also gets a lot of touches in the box. But that link up in the final third in the build up is good. I've watched several of his games, and he's just so good at reading the build up, the counterattack, the situation. He's so good at reading that as it unfolds. He times his movement perfectly to get on the end of something. He just knows where and when to be as the situation unfolds. It reminds me a lot of the way Berbatov used to play for us. And his finishing is getting even better and better. 21 goals, 4 assists this past season, 17 goals, 7 assists in 2024. Was the second top scorer last season, the club record holder for single season goals as well. Let's take a look at some of his percentiles. Scroll up. So obviously, well above average for goals, shots on target as well. Does pitch in with some chance creation as well. I'm not too worried about the assist numbers because he's a striker. It is what it is. But the touches in the opposition box again, and he's going to win you a lot of penalties for what he's doing in the box as well. You can see he wins a lot of duels. Well, like elite level when it comes to winning those aerial duels as well. I'm very happy. And like I said, he puts in a shift off the ball with winning possession in the final third is well above average for a striker as well. Very good young player. Presses defenses from the front line, like I said as well. Off the ball, he puts in the shift. He was selected to the MLS Next Best 11 before joining FC Tulsa from Red Bull's reserve sides as well. This is some of his form over the last year too. When he was in college, he was a 2-time American East Striker of the Year for college as well. So again, been showing this at a high level, high quality for a number of years. I think Collier has all the tools and the mentality to make a step up to the MLS, but I also think he could go even to a modest Bundesliga or even an Eredivisie side as well and do very well there. I think he has all the tools for that, in my opinion. Deposit says USA, baby. Yeah, tell you, there's no bias there. You guys know I'm not really like all guns blazing for the U.S. men's national team, but yeah, he could be a backup. I think I would like to see him maybe, like I said, go to like a lower Bundesliga side, maybe first, maybe like a Hoffenheim or something, or somewhere in the Eredivisie, perhaps, maybe like an Akmar or Heerenveen or something to see how he does in that mold. Maybe even elite, like a lower championship tied like Middlesbrough or something, see how he does personally. But Boxy says we never had an American player at United. We had Tim Howard. Tim Howard was here for a hot second. You guys remember Sir Alex used to go in on him for the way he set up walls and we were defending free kicks. But yeah, it's you could definitely appeal. You've noticed like look at the effect that Heung-min Son had at Spurs when it came to like the Korean fan market. That he boosted Spurs following like tenfold. You could have a similar effect at United, but we're already one of the biggest clubs in the world. It wouldn't really be a noticeable difference, honestly. And you won't really notice it until this kid, maybe if he starts playing in the MLS or, like I said, some lower side in Germany, the Netherlands, or maybe even like a championship side in England, like Norwich or something like that. And then you'd start to see more of him. But until then, it is what it is. Moving on, you guys, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like the video, please. I got 2 more for you, and they're both center backs. Well, one is a center back playing as a right back. One is a center back. So moving on. Anybody want a young center back? Say hello to Yannick Schuster over at RB Salzburg. Doing very well for them right now. He's in and around the first team, in and around the starting 11, but he's just 19 years old. But he is 6'3". He's an absolute unit. Very good in the air, good on the ball too. He's comfortable on the ball, good ball playing modern center back. He's got pace as well, which allows him to make those recovery runs. But I like the way he reads the game, and he is a bit of a leader as well. Another player who wasn't getting a ton of minutes towards the start of the season, but he's 19 years old, and he's featured a lot for Salzburg in recent months. He's actually now becoming more of a regular in their starting 11. At 6'3", he has a strong aerial presence. He does get stuck in as well when it comes to the duels and tackles, but it's his pace that really enables him to cover a lot of ground, make those recovery runs, and also play a bit of a higher line as well, which is something you're seeing a lot of. Something like he could go to Spurs, for instance, and probably do really well the way the Spurs play. But you can see he can cover a lot of ground, spends a lot of time up near the halfway line. But he's also solid on the ball, like I said. He regularly makes those line-breaking passes or even dribbles and carries into midfield when the opportunity rises. Like I said, he is the modern ball-playing center back. But what helps is that he's very calm on the ball, even under pressure, very similar to what we've seen from Licha or even Aiden Heaven recently. He captained RB Salzburg's youth side, so again, he's got that leadership in him as well. He's still 19, so he's going to have a mistake in him. But overall, you can see his performances over the last year are very, very good. But again, he is young, so you expect to see mistakes in him because that's just what you get from young players. Let's go look at his numbers here for a second. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. So again, the pass completion, very, very good. The percentage of long balls that he's playing are accurate. Again, difference between raw numbers. He's not playing as many long balls, but the ones he's playing are accurate, and so that's what you're going to see. Good on the ball again. The successful dribble percentage very good. Touches well above average for center back. So again, he's comfortable on the ball. Wins a lot of duels. Wins a lot of balls in the air as well, which I really, really like. And does make a lot of recoveries and a lot of possession winning in the final third. Again, when you're fast and you play that high line and you're good and you're confident and you're reading the game so well, you are going to see a lot of possession won in the final third. So really good numbers from him as well. He just signed for Salzburg a year ago. His contract runs to 2028. If he gets a call up to Austria's first team, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the rumors start up later on this summer. But it all depends on how many minutes he's going to get if he plays. Is Ralph Ragnick still in charge of Austria? Somebody let me know. The boss says we do need a Maguire replacement. This guy has it, man. This guy is very, 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 very good. Very, very good. So it was a big injury break. Yeah, it wasn't a serious injury. Everyone's going to pick up injuries now and then, but you can see pretty short. So he'll be back. I'm not that worried about it. But we'll see. I've seen some players that have had major, major injuries or frequent injuries. This guy, if that's the one injury he's got all year and it's a short injury, I'm not that concerned about it. But one more player for you guys before we move on. So, and this is another center back. This is Jinosuke Suzuki, who plays for FC Copenhagen. Another ball-playing center back whose pace and ability on the ball has actually now seen him play not only right back, he's also played as a 6 on a couple occasions as well. 22 years old, 5'11", Japanese international, good in the air, good tackling, reads the ball, reads the situation very well. But again, versatile. He can play a number of different positions. Good at progressing that ball, though. He was the 14th top-rated player overall in the J League last season. He was 6th that season for accurate long balls per 90, second most tackles per 90, first for interceptions per 90. You can see why Copenhagen got him. He did just finish just outside the top 10 for interceptions per 90 this season as well. So he's doing very, very, very well. Some of his numbers here you can see. Pass completion, good. Long balls, chance creation, very, very good as well. Good on the ball, carrying the ball, getting good touches in the opposition box as well. Wins a good number of duels. Aerials, interceptions, block shots, all very, very good as well. And those recoveries are very, very good as well. Now, I'd like to see him work on kind of not allowing players to get past him very much. But again, he's a center back playing right back, needs must at the moment. And that's what we're going to see from him so far. Oddly enough, he also played as a left-sided center back in the Japanese league too. So he's been playing on the right. This is his heat map this season so far. And here's the interesting thing about Suzuki. Because he's been playing right back this season, I do think that if you played a system with 3 center backs, for instance, he could be a good right-sided center back in a back 3. And I remember I did this scouting report when Ruben Amorim was still here, so that's where that comes from. But I do like what I see from him. Again, he can carry the ball out of defense, initiate the first phase with a little bit of a dribbling or progressive passing to kind of break that initial press from the opposition. He's got a goal assist this season as well, so he's able to get involved in the goals. I do like the way he reads the game. Good anticipation, good tackling, good in the air, good in duels. Consistently, if you go look through some of his performance, he's consistently winning the most duels in the matches that he's playing in, so I do like that a lot. He's only just joined Copenhagen from the Japanese league, though, so I do want to see how he continues to perform maybe on a bigger stage, especially in Europe. He did struggle against Spurs recently, but otherwise has also been very, very solid in the Champions League overall. He was doing really, really well. Picked up a little bit of an ankle injury, but he's come back just fine from it, and now he's playing like normal. Not a problem there again. Not every injury is career-ending. Not every injury is the end of the world, so I'm happy to see that. But really do like what I see from him as well. Tobias says Asian players are known for their longevity. I mean, Heung-min Son played at a top level well into his early 30s, so I'm not that concerned about it. But um, I do like what I see from Suzuki. I like what I see from Schuster, Arne Engels, Neisater as well. A lot of good players today. I really am a big fan. Calhera for FC Tulsa. Which one stood out for you? Which one did you guys like? Which one, if any, are you like, let's bring them to United? For me, it's definitely worth taking a punt on someone like Matvey Kislyak at CSKA Moscow. I think he is a really good deep lying playmaker. I think he's got everything in him. Even if you want to go ahead and loan him to Nice for a season, 20 years old. So, any progress with Diego Leon? What do you mean in terms of a loan? I haven't heard anything yet. If somebody else has, let me know. But let me know your thoughts on some of the players we looked at today, you guys. Like I said, 7 of them. I kind of hit you with a lot. Some wingers, some strikers, some midfielders as well. But Arne Engels, I like the look of. He's probably the one playing at the highest level at the moment. He looks really, really good coming along in strides and really adding more layers to his game. Kislyak, again, another one I like. But that's my 7 players for you guys today. We've got one more FA Cup match that I think is wrapping up. I just want to see what the other one ended up being. Hold on, I'm going to check this, guys. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. I'm just checking the last FA Cup match. So Chelsea versus Charlton is still 0-0 at the moment. So I would love it if a lot of these big teams can get knocked out, because that might give us a better run if we get past Brighton tomorrow. But Tabasi likes Suzuki. Yeah, you never know. I've really been trying to explore not only different leagues, but like different player nationalities that you don't see a whole lot of people, like Japan, Russia as well. Looking at the USL, for instance, again, I think Yan Diamande really did kick up my interest in looking locally as well, in terms of like USL, but because he did come through Florida playing in high school, played in the lower leagues here, went to Leganes and then picked up by Leipzig, and now he's been touted as an expensive player and the flavor of the month, like I said. So you never know, but it's always worth looking around. I know not everybody has the time, not everybody has that nerdiness in them, but I do. So well, let me know who stood out for you. Let me know who you think could do a good job, maybe worth a punt. And we'll go from there. But we will see you guys after the FA Cup match. If you saw my post early this morning, you can see there's another video coming up. I'm taking a really close look at some directors of football in the future, because I do think it might be worth considering improving on that role at United. Again, not my call, but I'm already losing a lot of faith in Ineos. I'm losing a lot of faith in Wilcox, Barada. Pavel is all right still. He's just the head of recruitment or talent recruitment, so he's not like, it's not like he plays a huge role. But keep a lookout for that one, because we're gonna have fun with that. But until next time, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Hopefully Chelsea lose. See City went on like a 10-1 win over Exeter, because that's just what you do. But it is what it is, you guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and thank you guys for stopping by, getting your thoughts, and I always appreciate it. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.